It's spooky season, which means it's time for scary stories. And today we have a classic, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Once upon a time in London, there was a well-respected doctor, Dr. Henry Jekyll. He was known for his brilliance and his kindness, but secretly he was struggling. You see, Dr. Jekyll had a dark side, a cruel and evil side that he was ashamed of. And he was terrified that one day it would take over his life. But then one day, while experimenting with a new potion, he accidentally created a way to split his personality in two. When he drank the potion, the evil side of him transformed into a horrible monster that he called Mr. Hyde. But at first, Mr. Hyde was weak and pathetic. All he wanted was to cause pain and suffering. So Dr. Jekyll kept drinking the potion, keeping Mr. Hyde under his control. But as the weeks passed, something strange happened. Mr. Hyde started to become stronger every time Dr. Jekyll drank the potion. At first, he could only keep Mr. Hyde at bay for a few hours. But soon he could only hold back the monster for a few minutes. And so it was that one night when Dr. Jekyll was giving a party, he took the potion and turned into Mr. Hyde just as his guests were arriving. They were shocked to see the horrible monster that was once their friend, but they didn't know what had happened to him. All they saw was a brutal beast who started to rampage through the party, smashing furniture and scaring away the guests. When the police arrived, they didn't find Mr. Hyde. He had disappeared, but they did find some clues. And soon Dr. Jekyll's friends were telling everyone that he had split his personality in two. Everyone was afraid, even the police. They didn't want to go anywhere alone anymore because they were afraid that they might meet Mr. Hyde. Poor Dr. Jekyll. He tried to warn everyone that it wasn't him, that he had been turned into a monster against his will. But no one believed him. They were all too afraid. And so Dr. Jekyll became a prisoner in his own house. No one would come near him because they were afraid that he would turn into Mr. Hyde. But it wasn't Dr. Jekyll who was dangerous. It was the dark side of him, the evil Mr. Hyde. And as the weeks passed, Mr. Hyde grew stronger and crueler. One day, he even went outside and attacked a young girl. The police were furious and they stormed Dr. Jekyll's house. They didn't care if he had turned into Mr. Hyde or not. They wanted to arrest him for what his dark side had done. But when they searched the house, they couldn't find Dr. Jekyll. They didn't know that he had taken another potion, a potion that would turn him back into a human being. But it didn't work. The potion only made him feel better for a few seconds. Then Mr. Hyde came back. He was stronger than ever before, and he knew that there was no one who could stop him. So he went out into the streets of London and started to terrorize the city. He beat up people, smashed windows, and set fires everywhere. The police were helpless. They couldn't stop him. It seemed like Mr. Hyde was going to rule London, and everyone would live in fear of the monster forever. But then suddenly, right in the middle of his rampage, Mr. Hyde stopped. He looked around and saw a crowd of people standing by watching him. And for the first time, he felt something other than anger and hate. He felt fear. You see, until that moment, Mr. Hyde had always been alone. No one had ever stood up to him before. And now he was scared. For the first time in his life, he was afraid. And then something else happened. Something amazing. As Mr. Hyde stood there trembling, a little girl stepped forward. She wasn't scared of the monster. In fact, she looked at him with curiosity. She said, "Are you real? Are you really a monster?" And Mr. Hyde, who had never been asked a question before, just stared at her. He didn't know what to say. The little girl looked at him for a moment longer, then turned to the crowd and said, "Well, this is boring. Let's go home now." And as the crowd started to leave, Mr. Hyde panicked. He didn't want them to go. He wanted them to stay and be afraid of him. But the little girl stopped in her tracks and turned around. She looked at Mr. Hyde and said, "Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be loved?" Mr. Hyde didn't answer. He didn't know what to say. The girl said, "I think you do." I think deep down inside you, you're a good monster. You just need to find your way back to me." And with that, she turned and walked away. And as she disappeared into the crowd, Mr. Hyde felt something he had never felt before. Hope. Maybe the little girl was right. Maybe he could be a good monster. Maybe he could find his way back to Dr. Jekyll. And so, with a newfound determination, Mr. Hyde started to search for the little girl. He wanted to ask her how she knew he was good, how she knew he could be more than just a monster. But he never found her. This is the first part of a 2-part series. Stay tuned for part 2 next week. And remember, don't go anywhere alone. You might meet a monster.